So you want to supercharge your Mandarin vocabulary? What if I told you there's one simple, powerful technique that can basically double the speed you learn new words? If you're ready to start describing the world around you in Chinese, then you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it.
I mean, think about it. At its core, a huge part of learning any language is just describing stuff. Is that building big or small? Is your coffee hot or cold? Was the movie good or bad? Now, in English, you have to learn all those words separately. But in Mandarin, there's this brilliant little shortcut.
And here it is, the secret sauce, the power of opposites. By learning words in pairs, they're antonyms, you don't just learn twice as fast, you actually start to understand the concepts on a much, much deeper level. Trust me, it's a total game changer for building out your descriptive vocabulary.
Okay, so let's start with the stuff we can actually see and touch. We're going to build our foundation with the words we use to describe the physical world all around us.
First up, the most fundamental pair of them all, size. You've got da for big and xiǎo for small. So an elephant is da and a mouse is xiǎo. Simple, right? This is your absolute starting block for describing pretty much anything.
Let's keep that momentum going. Next up is length. So a ruler is chang, which means long. And a little pencil stub, that's duan, or short. You see the rhythm we're getting into here? Learn one, and you practically get its opposite for free.
Okay, now here's where we get into some really interesting nuance. When you're talking about a person's height, you use gao for tall and ai for short. But if you're talking about an object's position, like a shelf that's way up high, you still use gao, but its opposite becomes di for low. Getting this little distinction right, it's going to make your Chinese sound so much more natural.
And of course, we've got to talk about weight. A big box of books is chong, heavy. A single feather is qing, light. This is another one of those absolutely essential pairs for your physical description toolkit.
And here's another perfect example of how specific and honestly how cool Mandarin can be. If you're talking about a flat object like a thick book, you use ho. For a thin slice of pizza, you'd use bao. But get this, for something round like a thick rope, the word changes to cu. And for a thin little tree branch, it's xi. So just remember, the shape of the object can actually change the word you use.
Okay, we've covered the physical world pretty well. Now, let's get a bit more personal and dive into the subjective realm of what we feel with our senses, what we see, what we taste, and what we touch.
Let's start with a really universal one, temperature. A cold winter day is lung. A fresh cup of coffee is re. You are going to be using these two all the time. How about texture? You know, how something feels. A pillow is ran, or soft. And a rock, well, that's ying, or hard. It's another simple pair that instantly expands what you're able to describe. All right, I need you to get ready for a fantastic language hack. This isn't just about learning pairs of words anymore. This is about learning a system to create your own. It's what I call the hao nan framework. Hao means good and nan means bad or difficult. Now, just watch this. Okay, let's just take the verb to eat, which is qi. Now, if you stick hao right on the front, you get hao chi. It literally means good to eat or, delicious. And if you add nan, you get nan chi, difficult to eat or bad tasting. See what you just did? You created two brand new adjectives from just one verb.
So does this little magic trick work for your other senses? Absolutely. The verb to look is kan, K-A-N. So something good to look at is hao kan, which means good looking or beautiful. And the opposite? Yep, you got it. Non kan, ugly. The pattern just holds up. Let's do just one more to really lock this in. The verb to listen is ting. So a beautiful piece of music is hao ting, good to listen to. And a really awful screeching noise, well, that would be nan ting. This framework is seriously like a key that unlocks dozens of new words for you.
Okay, so now that we can describe the physical world and our own experiences, let's take this whole concept one step further. Let's move into the world of abstract ideas and judgments.
Let's start with a really big one, correctness. Is an answer on a test correct or incorrect? It's either 对, which means right, or 错, wrong.
This is an absolutely fundamental pair for just about any conversation.
How about authenticity? Is that news story true? Or is that designer handbag totally fake? For this, you'd use zhen, Z-H-E-N, for true or real, and its opposite, jia, J-A-A, for fake.
This is a pair that I personally love because we use it to describe ideas all the time. Is the problem 复杂, really complex, or is the solution 简单, actually simple? This is incredibly useful.
Okay, let's talk money, a very common type of judgment we all make. That watch is way too expensive. But hey, these street noodles are very piani, cheap. This is a must-know pair, especially if you're shopping or traveling.
And finally, we have the most general judgment of all. Remember how, from our framework a second ago? Well, on its own, it just means good. Its direct opposite is huài for bad. This pair is your all-purpose tool. It can describe anything from a person's character to the quality of a product.
So let's just take a quick step back and see what we've actually accomplished here. We haven't just been memorizing a random list of words, we've been building a functional, powerful toolkit for describing the world.
I mean, think about it. In just a few minutes, you've learned over 20 essential pairs of opposites. That's more than 40 new words. Plus, you've learned a framework for creating even more on your own. This just goes to show how efficient and logical learning through opposites really is. You now have the power to describe a huge range of things, feelings, and ideas in Mandarin.
And that brings us to the end. But honestly, for you, it's just the beginning. I want you to look around you right now, wherever you are. Do you see a high ceiling, gao, and a low table, di, maybe a soft chair, run, and a hard floor, ying? The best way to make all of this stick is to start using it immediately. So, my question for you is, which pair of opposites will you use first?